and welcome to another episode of Ask Amer Ali. Now this episode is very special, and the reason is that basically in our coaching call I made a question, and in that coaching call student said that, hey Amer Ali, I want you to make the video on these topics. These topics touch on the topic of the risk, and the last coaching call, if you haven't watched, I'll put a link there. Watch it, was mostly about these risk topics. So let's talk about the questions that you have asked me in that. Risk register, risk management plan, risk report, issue log, and lesson learned register and lesson learned repository. We are gonna discuss these topics. What are the things that are covered in these topics? So let's take them one by one. What is in the risk register, what is in the risk management plan, okay, and what is not in those things. First of all, risk management plan. It is a management plan that defines how to handle the project. What are the things that you need to consider while doing the risk assessment? What is the process of the organization? And it understands the risk appetite, tolerance, is your risk appetite, tolerance, threshold of stakeholders. These things regarding stakeholders. It also tells us that is your organization risk averse, risk seeker, risk neutral. How does your organization actually perceives the risk? It also gives us probability and impact definitions, and also give us a method how to communicate with the other stakeholders when a risk escalate above the threshold limit. How you, if you have to escalate the risk, will you use it program way or portfolio way? However you want to communicate to the other authorities, it will also be given in the risk management plan, and of course how you communicate also goes into communication plan. So this is a risk management plan. Please note that I haven't talked about the thing that the risk are actually in the risk management plan. No, the risks are not in the risk management plan. It only tells us how to manage the risk, and probability and impact definition. It does not have actual list of risk in it. No. Now we come to the risk register, the most important document, I would say. Risk register has list of all the risk. A list of all the risk. It has, once you put the list of all the risk, it has the response for those risks, the potential response, risk owners who are gonna handle that part, then the strategies for handling that risk, triggers, residual and secondary risk. All these things are in the risk. All the risk which are high priority, low priority, even put in the watch list, they are all in the risk register. And if a new risk is identified anytime in the project, it is added into the risk register, and you don't need a change request to add risk into the risk register. But if as a result of that risk you have to change the baselines, you have to change other plans, then you need a change request. Another thing I want to highlight here, a very important thing, anything that you identified before occurring. Risk is, if you can see that, okay. So risk is probability into impact. Anything whose probability is 0 to 99.99 means this has not happened yet, is considered as a risk. So if you identified anything before occurring, it will goes into risk register. Okay, all the risk that you identified initially goes into the risk register. All the risk that you identified even in the later stage but you identified before occurring goes into the risk register. An important question is that when a risk occur, what do we update? If a risk occur, which means you have already identified it, we update risk register. One more time, if a risk occur, we update the risk register. It is for all those things that you have identified. Now what about those things which you have not identified and those things occur? Something that you have not identified and those things occur. We update issue log for those things. Something that occur that you have not identified before and those things occur, we put into the issue log. As the name suggests, issue mean problem. It is always negative. Risk can be positive or negative, but issue is always negative. If something you have not identified before and it occurs, we put it into the issue log. So a very important thing, any problem occur, put it into the issue log. Now I'm going to give you a steps how to handle that issues. So you put into the issue log, first step, then you do the root cause of that, like why it was not identified before. Something has happened which means you missed it, na? Why it was not identified before. Then you see, do you need to raise a change request? If you need to raise a change request to handle that issue, you raise it. Once it is approved, you implement it, update now the issue is solved, we update the issue log, communicate it. Now here comes that. Now issue has been resolved and we want that issue does not reoccur, or we want to provide the lesson for the future project. We put in the lesson learn register. Lesson learn register is always for the future project, and at the end of the project we put all the lesson learn register into the lesson learn repository. So that's all about risk management plan, risk register, issue log, lesson learn register and lesson learn repository. Now last thing left, risk report. Risk report is a weekly or a monthly report that is generated for risk review meeting. It is generated for risk review meeting. In risk review meeting, you look at that what are the risks that have occurred past in the project, how much reserves we have utilized, how much more reserve is needed. So those forecast for weekly or bi-weekly meetings we put into the risk review report. Like for every new meeting a new risk review report will be generated, but there will be one risk register throughout the project. Risk review report can help you to make the decision. Maybe like a particular risk is occurring, you need to have more reserves and things like that. So everything has its own importance and classification. Risk register, risk report, risk management plan, issue log, lesson learn register and lesson learn repository. So that's it. That's the topic for today. And if you need something else, if you need more clarification, put in the comment box. I will answer that. And if you have any other question, please do ask. And if you want to make, if you want me to make a video on a certain topic that you see it's difficult, do let me know. I'll make the new Ask Amer Ali video on that topic. It can be anything. So do ask, I'll make a video for you. You ask, I make. That can be a tagline. You ask, I'll make. Okay guys, and if you haven't taken the PMP training, like always, please, you can join our program. The next batch program is starting in the 15th of December, or you can join the one-to-one mentor program at any time, and I'll make sure you become PMP in 1 month. And do like it, share it, subscribe it and all those things. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.